Hello students. Okay, this video is to show you how to use the classification chart that I gave you in class. In this video you can see my computer screen and here you can see myself so that when I'm explaining some things you can actually see me. I am discovering technology. So to start with, we need to know where this classification chart comes from because if we look at this, it's very abstract. But if we understand where it comes from, it's going to be easier. So I'll show you this. This is basically what it represents. When phoneticians started studying, they realized that when we produce vowel sounds, which are very difficult to describe because we don't touch anything in our mouths, we don't touch anything with our tongues, there is no friction, there is no like definite articulation. So it's very difficult to describe them. We can easily identify them, we can easily produce them and articulate them, but it's very difficult, they are very difficult to describe. So they came up with this chart. They observed that when we produce or articulate vowel sounds, we use this area of the tongue. This is the area that moves the most. When we make these sounds that I provided in the previous video, this yeah, ooh, it's this area that moves the most and consequently the tip, of course. So they decided to represent this area with this chart, okay, with this drawing. And here you can see them combined. So when you see this chart, it doesn't represent the whole oral cavity. It represents this area, okay? And always the same way. It's as if your face is looking to the left. Sorry, I have problems with left and right. It's always looking to the left. So you can see that these are the front vowels, these are the back vowels, then the central vowels, and then we have close. If you look at my mouth, remember that to open and close our mouths, we move the lower part. Open, so that's why the open ones are there and down, because to open our mouths, we lower this part. So open, and then here up here, close. And remember that when we say close, we are not saying shut, because we can't produce vowels with our mouths shut. It's like, no, we can't. So when we say close, we mean near, that there is approximation, but not that it is shut, because vowels can't be produced if they are shut. Okay, so close means with approximation, close approximation. So let's come here. And here you can see the Spanish vowel sounds and the English vowel sounds. The Spanish vowel sounds, very few, very cardinal or extreme, very easy to describe, and the English sounds, the vowel sounds. I know, it looks like a mess, and yes, they are many, they are not so definite in position, and they are many basically, so it is more difficult. Don't get frustrated because it takes time. So if we describe the Spanish sounds, they are very easy because we can say E is front, remember, front, and close approximation, E, E. Our tongue here, E, is very close to the palate, okay? It doesn't refer to the lips. It refers to the approximation of the tongue and the palate. E, also front and half close. So that's why I joined these two pictures, because here you can see the terms of the classification, and here you have the Spanish and the English vowel sounds. So if you compare, is front, you have it there, and half close, very clear. A is still front because it's in this section, the front section. And open. Look at my mouth here. Yes, open. E, close. But think of the tongue, not of the mouth, of the tongue. Yes, the tongue is very separate from the palate. And with E, the tongue gets really near to the palate. E. O. We have it's a back vowel and it's in half open position. O, thinking of the tongue, remember. O. And oo is a back vowel and in closed position. Ooh, ooh, it's like at the back, ooh, but it's very near the palate. Then we come to English vowel sounds, and they are messy because they are a lot, so they are not definite, they are not so clear for classification and description. They are not difficult. In time, you will see that they are not difficult to produce. Remember that children who are born in English-speaking countries can produce them without any difficulty. But for us, it's more difficult because we are second language learners and we are learning when we are older, so it gets more difficult. In terms of phonetics and phonology, children learn much faster and much more easily than we adults. And that's a fact, that's for sure. Terms of phonetics and phonology, for us it's difficult. Why? Because we have been 20, 30 years using the same sounds, using our tongue muscle in the same way that it's really, really difficult to teach it to move to other places naturally and automatically. So it requires a lot of practice. It's like learning a new sport when you are older. It's more difficult than when you are a young child. And it's really, really a comparison with sports because it's the usage of muscles. So we have to be patient, we have to train, meaning practice, and we have to be patient. We won't do it from one day to the next, it will take time. But we have to know how to describe them, classify them, and we need to know how to identify them, of course. So, come here. If we describe vowel sounds in English, we have the front vowel sounds and the first thing you see, but E is there. It's in the limit. Well, yeah, it's in the limit, but we classify it as a front vowel sound. What about it's there. It's in the limit. Okay, it's still a front. Some people use it as central. I don't remember what I told you, but it's there. Then we have and the schwa. Okay, those are the truly central vowel sounds. And then we have u. It's there in the limit, but it's a back vowel sound. U, o, and a. Okay, back vowel sounds. And then in terms of close approximation or open approximation, well, there's also a lot of variation here because we don't have any that are really, really, really close. We have half close position. Okay, so I and U are half close. Then, sorry, I and U are half close. Then we have I and U are, sorry, again. I and U are between close and half close. They're not close, they're not half close, they're in the middle. And then we have I and U, which are half close. Yes, those are more definite, but they are not definite in terms of front and back. They are in the limits there. Then we have mid for all this line, for E, for O, for and for as in about. Okay, these are all mid, and we have back mid for all, central mid for and front mid position for E. And then we have the open ones, A and O. Yes, they are between open and half open. They are not so definite. And then we have open for O, for O and A. Okay, O and A, A, O. Okay, so they are open and back. This is how you work. Okay, and what they all represent the movement of the tongue that we saw here. Okay, I know it's a bit difficult, but try to describe them, try to do them, and then we will check together in class. I hope this was useful. And that's it for the classification chart of vowel sounds.